Evening, everybody. Welcome. I hope everybody's doing a little bit of that nicer weather. It's a little bit warmer. We will call to order at 6:30 and we'll do roll call.
President Valerie Reinfeller.
Here.
Vice President Anthony Patillo.
Here.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller.
Here.
Councilmember Max Biglio.
Here.
Councilmember Suzanne Mitchell.
Here.
Councilmember Doug Cassini Klein. Not here. Councilmember Greg Bogdanovich. Not here. And we have Mayor Paul Gamble.
Here. Thank you.
Did I understand you, Vice President?
I am here. You didn't think. All right, we'll move on to our public hearing.
Would you like me to
Yes,
take
please.
it away?
Take it away. That's
President?
how we think.
Great. All right, so now is the time and the place for the public hearing on the conditional use application filed by Steve Landay to operate a short-term rental at 3786 Rural Court West, Pittsburgh, PA 15221. That is parcel ID 372, E as in Edward, 158. So as council is aware, a short-term rental in the borough of Churchill is authorized as a conditional use, which means that if the applicant can show compliance with the criteria in the zoning code, and evidence in support of that, then council should approve the application. If not, council should deny the application. As everyone can see, we do have a court reporter here with us this evening. So before you speak, if you can make sure you identify yourself, whether you're the applicant, any other witnesses, and spell your last name for the court reporter. We want to get a nice clean transcript. What we're going to do is first hear from the applicant. After the applicant is sworn in and any other witnesses who are going to be testifying, the applicant's going to tell us about the property, about what the plans are for the property and the short-term rental. And then I will, as I have historically done, if it's okay with council, we'll take a run through the requirements in the zoning code just to make sure that the applicant is aware and acknowledges that he needs to comply with it. Great. And again, because we have a court reporter, we got to make sure we're not talking over each other, that we talk slowly and clearly and loudly as necessary to make sure that you can go. So with that said, if anyone's going to be providing any testimony, such as the applicant or possibly a neighbor of the applicant, could you please stand, raise your right hand, and be sworn in?
You do swear that the testimony you shall give in this cause being heard is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right, Mr. Landy, you were here at the Planning Commission on Wednesday, and the Planning Commission did recommend approval of the application after hearing essentially the same thing that Mr. Landy is going to be telling you tonight at the public hearing. So if you want to step up to the microphone, Mr. Landy, introduce yourself to council and explain your project. And spell my last name.
Actually, it's okay. I have everyone there, so we don't have to do the spelling, but I appreciate that immensely.
You got it.
Okay, Steve Landay, how you guys doing?
Hi.
All right, I'm a Churchill resident since 1972 on Beulah Road. Mom and dad lived down there, 2178, just up from Homer. About 10 years ago, she needed some assisted living, so we had to sell her house, but I moved up around the corner on Rural Court, where I've been for about 10 years. And by the way, if anybody has grown up always living in a valley and then moving up to the high point, it's wonderful. Sunrises, sunsets, breezes, it's a lot more light, it's great. So anyways, I've been there for 10 years, and I work for Bilbo Laboratories here in Pittsburgh out of Glenshaw. One of our big accounts is Penn State. They basically said, how much would it take for you to move out here and handle our audio video service department? I gave them a figure and they actually said, okay. So I'm like, oh, okay. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it is professional freelance musician and AV technician. I've just been terrible at saving for retirement. But then I thought, well, okay, well, maybe I could use this as an income property to help build my retirement for however much time I have left. So that's the whole reason for this. I love the property. I didn't necessarily need, well, it needed new windows, but I didn't care. I lived there by myself, so. But now I've got new windows and I'm thinking, why didn't I do this 10 years ago? It's great. I can see out of them. They're not. Yeah, no, all the seals were busted, you know, but I didn't care. I was by myself. Okay, fine. It's great. I should have done it 10 years ago. So the plan is, if approved, that this, if I can have this as a rental, a short-term rental, whichever, this would allow me to still maintain the property that I really, I must say I got a really nice buy on this property 10 years ago. I'd never be able to get that anywhere else for the price, but I want to maintain that because I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is home. I still get called for gigs now and then. And instead of having to come here and play and then stay in a hotel, I still have my house, which is what I want, is to maintain ownership of that. So, so me and my significant other, Robin, we were saying, okay, let's see if we can do this. And that's pretty much it. So, my neighbor, John Lucani, and his wife, Susan, live right next door at 3790. And great friends for 10 years, couldn't ask for better neighbors. They're all on board with managing it for me while I'm in State College. And what's nice about where we live is, you know, rural court is, it's not a dead end, but it's kind of, there's no shortcut, right? You know, which is, and we're at the outside top apex. And I told the planning committee, I said, we can see what's going on everywhere, right? We got our eyes on the street, so we're like the neighborhood watch, I guess, if you will. But so I think I might have covered everything, but please ask questions or any concerns.
I think one of the things you had mentioned too is the platform, or at least for now, you're planning on it using as Airbnb.
Correct. Now, we were thinking 2-night minimum, but apparently my neighbor down the street, whom you recently just saw, he's got that one already for a whole month.
Wow.
And that would, and I'm like, okay. As we said at the planning committee, okay, maybe we need to, if I'm approved, let's limit it. Let's limit it. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, that would be great. And like I said, I would be coming back and staying and still being an active property owner. Many times, you know, so me and Robin graduated Churchill High School at 85, we're classmates, so we grew up in the neighborhood. This is going to be our retirement property. We're going to come here in the summer, and then she lives in Western Maryland. She's a professor at a college down there. Probably sell her house and get something in, you know, do the snowbird thing, which is, I can't wait because this cold is terrible.
So at the planning commission, Mr. Stonebreaker did confirm that there's been a completed application. We do have confirmation of the contact information for the neighbors as there's been testimony by Mr. Landy. The fee has been paid, however, Mr. Landy, correct me if I'm wrong, we still need to do a final inspection before you can, so if council would approve, it will be subject to a final inspection before it can start being rented.
That's correct. Occupation?
Yes.
Inspection? Okay.
That's all right. Close enough. All right, so we talked about the inspection, we talked about the cost associated with that, which you paid. You're gonna get that scheduled. What you're doing a little bit more work.
Basically, really, I'm thinking maybe within like 2 or 3 weeks to get everything in place now that the painting's almost done. I renovated the bathroom and the kitchen finally. And so yeah, I would think I can't specifically remember. Well, it was like 2 months ago, I think, that I corresponded with Scott, and he did say yes. I can have him come look at it when I'm getting close to potentially having it, right?
Right.
So I would imagine within this month.
Right. And so yes, as long as you understand that you got to get that inspection passed before you can start using.
Yeah, and I asked for you know, other like bullet points or things that, you know, you look for, and he provided that for me. So we're gonna just go through the checklist and make sure fire extinguishers, smoke, all that stuff. Railings, which I have. The people I bought it from, previously rented it, so they actually have all the added things, like railings and stuff on, so that kind of stuff.
We talked about the fact that this is valid, if you do get approved, it'll be valid for 1 year and then you have to renew it.
Yes.
With an inspection annually.
Yeah, that's fine, and so I think it's like an $80 fee, I think that's what the cost said.
Fine. Excuse me, you have off-street parking, is that right?
Yeah, so I've got to hand it to the people who built or moved in, they expanded the driveway, so there's easily 4 cars, and if they're small, you could easily get 6, but it's completely off the street.
You acknowledge that the planning commission that it's a maximum of 2 adults per bedroom, I think you said it's a 2-bedroom house, so you can
Yeah,
max out at 4 people.
2 bedrooms, right, 1 bathroom, yeah, so.
No objectionable noise, vibration, smoke, or odors in violation of borough ordinances or regulation.
Yeah, and that's the place about main windows, it's quiet.
Yeah. The use shall not intensify vehicular or pedestrian traffic beyond that which is normal for the neighborhood.
Right.
The use shall not cause an increase in the use of water, sewage, garbage, public safety, or any other borough services beyond that which is normal for the neighborhood.
Okay.
The use shall not cause a negative impact on property values in the immediate neighborhood.
Right.
The use shall be subject to any other permitting and or licensing requirements, safety standards, rules, and regulations of the borough.
Sure.
And if you violate the provisions of the ordinance, if you do get approved, then there would be potential revocation of that permit.
Okay.
Beyond that, we've ticked off all the specific criteria for this particular use. You are in the R5 zoning district, whether you know it or not, as Mr. Stonebreaker testified last time. So this use is permitted in the R5 zoning district. So with that said, I'll turn it over to council, unless do you have any other witnesses you want to put on?
No, but if anybody has any questions for me or my neighbor Joan, then you're welcome to.
Just a real quick question, since you will be obviously in State College, and as we know, in the summer, grass grows, things happen. You have a plan to maintain the outside of the building and inside, since you won't be here all the time.
Landscaping. So another classmate of mine lives down Greensburg Pike.
Okay.
And so I have that. And then also when I lived on Beulah Road, Matt Inverso and Pete Inverso lived across the street. And Pete has his own landscaping company. I've used him before. So if I know that it's going to take me a week or 2 or 3 before frequently I'm just not going to run it. I'm just going to come and, just check on things and do stuff. But yeah, if I'm unavailable, I've got some options.
Perfect, same with snow removal, I mean, we do have codes, that's all. Just to make sure, because it's hard when you're trying to do 2 things at once, that's all, I just want you to plan.
Okay.
I'm happy, thank you.
Thank you.
And you said 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
What was the limit for the nights that you sort of said you were going to limit it to so many nights? So what's your limit again?
Oh, well, so we wanted to start with two nights minimum.
Minimum, okay.
But, and I saw my doctor this morning, Itmar Lavari down at Community Family Practice on Armour Boulevard. And I mentioned, there's nurses that, and before I even could get the sentence out, he goes, yes, that still happens. And so, did you guys notice that in certain markets, they need nurses? And they will go, yeah, you're all, okay, all over that. And they'll stay for a month or 2 or whatever. I'm like, okay.
And so with that being said, what is your maximum?
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't consider that, I'm sorry. Well, I guess, I don't know that it would still be an Airbnb if somebody wanted to stay there like 6 or 12 months.
Yeah, there's a law.
Yeah, that would
Be
be probably
something
change
days.
that.
Yeah. Then the final is, making sure that the garbage and that they're off the streets and that, who will be taking care of that if there's no one there, your neighbor?
I think my friend John usually do it. He usually does it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's been great. I've been in State College since June 1st.
Okay.
And but I'm back, always. And but yeah, I came on my driveway came and he's helping me out.
Okay.
Any other questions, council?
One more. Are you registered with the county as a short-term rental?
As a,
If you are not, just make sure you do register.
I
with
didn't
the
know,
county.
I'm sorry, I'm unaware of that.
To register with the county for a short-term rental, the county treasurer's office.
Okay. Wow,
Yeah, just if you go on their, the website, county treasurer's website.
is that for every county or all Allegheny?
Allegheny County.
Okay, now, my very good friend musician has 3 properties out by Seven Springs, and he came and he looked, and we looked there, that wasn't, but he talked about everything else, but didn't mention that, that's
Yeah.
probably why.
Yeah.
Different county.
Yeah, every counties have different rules and regulations, but yeah, you can register as a short-term rental with the county.
We'll do
Thank you.
it. Mhm.
Now, that registration with the short term with the county is not required for our approval or for Scott's final approval.
Well, you have to comply with all applicable regulations, so there would be a county, registration would be
Okay.
required.
Okay, so make sure that you have that.
Yep.
But you're doing it in the right order. I mean,
Yeah,
you, this,
yeah.
you should be coming here first before registering.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
good. You're good. No, I'm just making sure that you're aware that that's on the list and he has not received that list yet of everything that he has to, the compliance.
I did get, the occupancy permit list from Scott, but if you're thinking about something else, unless Scott gave me 2 different things, maybe he did.
I think this is where Fuller's talking about the zoning regulations, that we've been thinking through at the
Right.
hearing. So those sorts of things, the occupancy list would be something different, but it's a component of that.
Is that a document that's on our borough?
We've covered it because you answered the question.
Okay, very good.
But just make sure, as, our president mentioned that you are registered with the county,
Yes,
okay?
I have to do that.
Yes.
I still have to, yes,
Yeah.
understood.
Put that on your list.
Yes, we'll do. Oh, I will, yeah, I want to,
Okay,
I want
Thank you.
to, legit.
Okay, great.
All right, any other questions from council? Are there any individuals in the public who would like to speak this evening?
Got anything to say?
All right, I don't think we're doing an online participation now, this is an in-person hearing. Well, with that said, unless there's anything else that you would like to offer, testimony, evidence, documents, anything like that, we can go ahead and close the hearing.
No, I'm satisfied that I think. You're understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close the hearing, and then your agenda item during the regular council.
Oh, okay.
Your application is on the agenda for a possible approval or denial.
Oh, I got you. So, okay, so we're good for today.
Well, I mean, if you want to stick around to see if you get approved, the hearing, the next meeting starts at 7 o'clock. We probably get to you by about 25 after, I'm guessing.
Would it not look good in my favor?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, honestly.
I'm going back to
Go home, go home,
I'm
go
going back
drive,
to Steakhouse.
go.
You can watch it
online.
You can watch it online later if you want to.
You can listen online.
Yeah,
on your
you
way
can
out.
listen if you'd like. You don't have to,
You don't have to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Take care. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Left your bond. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think again.
That's a good neighbor.
Well,
Yeah, we're done.
Well,
You won't be on, okay.
Yeah, we're on.
On my turn.